With the release of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, many alterations have been made to the original video game, including Dina's role in the plot and the Jackson invasion. While the plot of the first video game was somewhat altered in The Last of Us Season 1, these were mainly additions rather than adjustments. However, with the second episode altering these 7 elements, The Last of Us Season 2 has already demonstrated its willingness to make some significant modifications to the plot of The Last of Us Part 2. After Abby and the WLF arrive in Jackson, The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 2 continues where The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 1 left off. Joel and Dina save Abby from a bunch of infected while on patrol. They then flee to a ski resort where Abby's pals are holed up. The infected, meanwhile, raid the settlement as they travel to Jackson. Joel finds out that Abby is there to murder him back at the ski lodge. Ellie arrives just as Joel is slain after the WLF sedates Dina and starts beating him. Abby's motivation is one of the most significant and contentious developments in The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2. The way that The Last of Us Part 2 handled Abby was a major gamble. Joel is killed by Abby in the game, and the player doesn't know why she did it. As a result, the player despises Abby throughout the majority of the game. Only when a significant changeover occurs does this change. The player assumes control of Abby around the halfway point of The Last of Us Part 2, gradually understanding her motivations and becomes sympathetic as they put themselves in her position. Abby's reason is disclosed considerably earlier in the HBO series, maybe as a result of how contentious The Last of Us Part 2 is. In addition to mentioning that Joel killed her father in the premiere, Abby tells Joel her past directly, as she kills him. Although it doesn't take as much of a chance as the video game did, this immediately gives Abby a little more empathy. While Joel's death occurs similarly in the game and television series The Last of Us, Dina's part is significantly altered. Joel and Tommy are on patrol when they discover Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Later, Dina and Ellie reach the ski lodge, but Tommy and Joel return there first. Season 2 of The Last of Us makes several changes. Joel is on patrol with Dina instead of Tommy when he runs upon Abby and the infected. After that, Dina returns to the ski lodge with Joel and Abby. Tommy stays behind and protects Jackson from a swarm of infected, therefore he has no involvement in the ski lodge death. In Season 2 of The Last of Us, Joel is not the only character who has a new patrol companion. In the game, Ellie and Dina arrive at the ski lodge together after learning that Joel is in peril. Ellie had to be with someone else because the HBO series paired Dina with Joel. In order to further develop their connection, Ellie and Jesse are on patrol together in The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2. After that, Ellie departs from Jesse to head to the ski lodge, where she and Dina remain until Joel's passing. How Abby learns Joel's identity is another of the most contentious scenes in The Last of Us Part 2. Since Abby traveled all the way to Jackson to find Joel, several players thought it was a little too convenient that he was the one who saved her. He then introduced himself by saying his name, informing Abby that she had located her objective. It is a little out of character for Joel, who is a seasoned survivor, to reveal his true name to a stranger because they might be a raider, firefly, or any other hazardous person. Joel's fatal error occurred when he went to Abby's ski lodge. His reasons for making this error, though, are different in the HBO series and the computer game. Abby is rescued from a plague of infected by Joel and Tommy in The Last of Us Part 2. But this was also the time of a severe winter storm. Abby successfully lures the two into her trap and invites them back to their ski lodge to wait out the storm and infected. This is somewhat altered in Episode 2 of Season 2 of The Last of Us. There is still a horde of infected people, but there is no storm. Joel recognizes that they must assist when the infected actually attack Jackson. But he and Dina know they won't make it through the return trip. Joel visits the ski resort in an attempt to enlist the aid of Abby's friends, who she shares with the two. But he passes away before he has an opportunity. Joel's passing is significant, although there is a small change made to his actual demise in The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2. In both versions of the story, Joel is brutally tortured and killed. Although HBO's Abby goes one step further, he gets shot and struck with a golf club. Abby simply strikes Joel in the head with a golf club until he passes away in The Last of Us Part 2. Abby smacks him with the golf club till it breaks in Season 2 of The Last of Us. The final blow is delivered when she stabs Joel in the neck with the shattered handle. The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2 has a lot of small alterations, but the most significant one is a large inclusion. Tommy participates in the events leading up to Joel's passing in the game. But in Season 2 of The Last of Us, he is busy with something else. Some Jackson employees discover the cordyceps vines sprouting in Jackson's pipes after Abby awakens the horde of infected. As the horde moves toward Jackson, these vines warn the infected. Tommy is compelled to lead Jackson's residents in a conflict with the infected behind its fortifications. Many people are killed when the monsters finally infiltrate the city. The whole action scene is entirely unique to the HBO series. It will be fascinating to see how much of an impact this sequence has on the remainder of The Last of Us Season 2, even while it does develop Tommy's character and introduce another significant action moment at the beginning of the story.